Hi, my name is Sulema Calvillo Mazloom, and my mentor is Dr. Don Randall, and I'm doing the participating video option number 3. I will be interviewing school personnel regarding technology in the workplace. I received permission to do the video with everyone except for the maintenance manager. So he will not be in the video, just the interview itself. I identified the following school leadership personnel for my school in their departments. The maintenance manager that I interviewed was Carrie Jackson with 34 years of experience. Our food service manager was Pam Robertson with 14 years of experience. Our transportation coordinator was Judy Douglas with 41 years of experience. Our human resource manager was Lourdes Gonzalez with 30 years of experience. Our PEAMS manager was Ileana Carrillo with 13 years of experience. And our school nurse is Debbie Morse with 13 years of experience. I also did our special education nurse, whose name is Joan Massett with 11 years of experience, and our LPAC coordinator, Octaviano Trevino with 26 years of experience in education. Prior to the interviews, I asked permission to video all of the participants, and I told them the purpose of the interview and why I chose to do this option. I explained that it was in my principalship classes at Lamar University and that I had submit videos for my classes. My rationale for choosing this option is that it will give me insight on the importance of technology in the different positions at the school level and how I can help or assist them as a future leader in making them more successful in their positions. I gave all participants the questions I was going to ask them beforehand so the interview could go smoother. I had to go back and edit my video because the interviews were too fast, or maybe we were speaking too fast. And so that is the reason why I added the special education nurse and the LPAC coordinator in the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Carrillo. Thank you for allowing me to interview you for my project about technology.
Okay.
Thank you. And the objective of this interview is for me to understand how technology enhances your daily routines in your job. So I would like to start off with what type of technology does your department with PEAMS use on a routine basis?
Okay. I'm use my computer with different programs to do attendance, report cards, grades. Also, I use internet and fax and copier for my work.
And to what degree are you knowledgeable of or proficient of with technology in your department?
Through the time, HISD has changed a lot. Every year become more dependable of the technology, but it's thing that you get more experience every day, but I'm pretty good.
Okay. And what do you feel you need to succeed in your position with PEAMS in regards to technology?
Two things.
Okay.
Training support. Training and support. Yes, sometimes systems are very difficult to memorize, and when you have person to call for support, when I'm stuck on a task, it's very helpful.
Okay. Are your department objectives effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
Yeah, of course. To register every kid, but by hand, it's or in do schedules, grades, contact, and everything else without computer is almost impossible to achieve correctly.
And does technology facilitate effective learning with student services and personnel services?
Technology in changing world, it's a great tool because it will help the kids to be more prepared, and programs such how do you say it model help them to connect with the teachers when needed.
What do you see are your strengths within your department's technology systems? What's good about the technology that you use?
Well, strength is begin to able to know the numbers, percentages, and a student in writing reports, print by the computer. Sometimes the system is down, and therefore
Okay. So what do you think are the weaknesses? Some bad things about the technology system.
when the system is
When the
down,
system is down?
yes, it's really nothing that you can do, but you have to wait until the system back, and that pushed me behind my work.
Okay. Do you ever have to do things manually, like write reports up and stuff? Or do you wait for the computer to come back up?
At this point, wait until the system back up. No, but if something happened, we have to do some things manually.
Okay. And do y'all still manually register kids, or is it all online?
It's all online. All online.
Okay. And how long have you been here with the district?
This is gonna be my 13th year.
13th years?
Yes.
Great. Thank you for allowing me to interview you.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Ms. Robertson.
Hello.
Thank you for allowing me to interview you for my class so I can learn about how technology helps you in your everyday routines. This is Pamela Robertson. She is in charge of the food services here at my elementary school. And I would like to know if you could tell me about what type of technology does food services use on a routine basis?
Well, we use, for our money area, we use POS machine, and it's connected to a manager station computer, which is an HP computer, and everything that we do in transaction over there with the students' money or their meals, I can see it on both ends, and at the end of the day, it lets me know what we did for the day.
And to what degree are you knowledgeable or proficient with technology in the food services?
Meaning
the computer.
what kind of wisdom I have with it? A lot. I was trained in it and I've been here a while, so once I got used to it.
And how long have you been here?
14 years.
Okay. And what do you feel that you need to succeed as a food manager in the food services in this position regarding to technology?
I wish the internet would be better, because everything is by internet, and sometimes the airwaves or the district not being connected right, it messes up everything and slows down the process, because every meal is counted for and it goes to the state. So if the internet was faster, I can go faster, and it'll help me with my numbers at the end of the day.
Okay, so the internet. And are your department objectives effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
Yes, that's the only way. We wouldn't make it without it. We need it. They have it set up where we gotta have technology in order to trace the money that we get every day and the kids. So when our system down, we is a wreck around here. I am.
Does technology facilitate effective learning with the student services?
Yes.
How does it help?
Because, example, if a student tells me that they gave me $5, I can come to the manager station, look on their transaction, and see if we put them in, it'll show exactly what I've done. And I couldn't do that without technology. And I can say, no, baby, you only gave me this, you only ate this, and the paperwork, it tells it all once I print it out. So it helps a lot.
And what do you see are the strengths of in your department's technology system?
What is the strength?
The strengths of all the programs you use.
Ooh, a lot. It helps. We do from the grocery order to the money to the planning. It's everything is a strengthening to make it easier for me on the manual end of it. So technology helps a lot. I can always go back and, like, if I want to budget, I can look at what I did for the previous menus, and when I get ready to order, I won't have to order as much, and I save money. So I couldn't do that without technology.
And what would you say are some of the weaknesses in your department's technology?
Like I said, the internet it's the weakness. If that internet will stay speed up, it'll make it so much better. Right now, that's my problem. That internet.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd want to say about technology?
That's it.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson, for allowing me to interview you for my assignment. My first question is, what type of technology does the maintenance department use on a routine basis?
Computers and phone. That's pretty much it.
Okay. To what degree are you knowledgeable of or proficient of with technology in the maintenance department?
Probably a 5
5 out of what?
out of 10.
5 out of 10?
Yeah.
What do you feel that you need to succeed in your position in regards to technology?
Just to get better acquainted with the computer and you know how it works and what it can do for you.
So more training.
Exactly. You know, because I know how to, I know how to email and do all that, but there's some more stuff that I don't know how to do that I like to learn.
Are the department objectives on maintenance effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
Yes.
And does the technology facilitate effective learning with the personnel services or student learning?
Yes.
Okay. And what are some of the strengths you see in the maintenance department with technology system?
The strengths is that, by communicating on the computer, you cut down a visit or traveling because you talking through the computer or whatever, you communicate through the computer. So, you know what I mean, that leaves whoever to do something else. And, that's a good strength.
Mm-hmm.
Weakness, I really don't see no weakness in it.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to say about technology in the maintenance department?
Not really, no, because I deal with it just very not much as like say you, because I do a lot of call in orders, and then my maintenance people come out on call ins.
Okay.
So just like at the school, teachers communicate with me about problems in their classroom through the computer or whatever.
And ordering supplies, do you do that online or do you?
Both.
Both?
Both, yes. I do it both. But like we have a quote, supposedly we're supposed to have a routine order that come every month, and so it's supposed to come automatic. But something that I need, I have to do it through the computer.
Great. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Douglas. Thank you for agreeing to meeting with me so we can talk about technology in the Transportation Department. Can you please let me know what type of technology does your department in transportation use on a regular basis?
On a regular basis, our department basically uses the HISD portal where we can access our information. We can access the information about operations. We can access information about routing and scheduling, the fleet services that are available, and most importantly, our field trips that we can keep track of. And it also provides student rosters versus for regular education and also for special ed.
And to what degree are you knowledgeable of and proficient of with technology in the Transportation Department?
And for the Transportation Department, I'm right up there at the top. I would say advanced. Luckily, it's quite accessible. You can go online, you can find what you need quickly, and it's available for each school. It actually even has a wonderful question and answer for parents that's actually useful to go on. It tells them what they need to do for certain things. You know, how does the child provide, how does the child qualify for transportation, what makes their eligibility, where, you know, why am I not picked up in front of my house, and different things like that.
What do you feel that you need to succeed in your position with transportation in regards to technology?
Ooh, I know. The one main thing is a while back they used to have a program for GPS, so we could access buses. So in other words, when I'm sitting here in the afternoon waiting and wondering where a certain route is, I can actually access on the computer, find that bus, that route number, where it is, if it's located at a school, has it left the Butler bus barn, where it is, and I'll know then whether for my students to start calling parents or whether we're going to have a long wait into the evening.
So the training for the GPS?
So the training for the GPS, and whenever the Transportation Department rolls out a better one, they had one that was working, wasn't the best, and then they're supposed to be rolling out another one, and we hope to have training on that very, very soon.
Okay. Are department objectives effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
I think most of them are. The only problem that I really have is with the terminal. The terminals are separate from the big place, which is on the North Freeway. Each area in the school district has a terminal. My terminal happens to be Butler. And unfortunately, our communication system with the people there is not the best. Basically, we're left with using the phone. Well, in the afternoon, you can't get through on even any of the lines. So there needs to be something else accessible that we can get a hold of them immediately by either an email or a walkie or some kind of device that lets us get a hold of somebody pretty quickly. And they need to be able to let us know, or me know in particular, if a bus isn't coming or they don't have a driver.
And does technology facilitate effective learning and or student or personnel services?
The only thing I can think of would probably be personnel services, because on their website they have a great place that talks about what you need to do if you wanted to apply as a bus driver, and everything is applications are all online, what qualifications you need to have, what background checks you need to check, and of course they also have something for the mechanical end of the bus transportation.
And what are the strengths within the transportation technology system?
Probably the strengths would be the easy access. Really, anybody coming into a job as a bus coordinator basically just has to find that website. Everything that they need is right there and available to them. Rosters, student rosters, route sheets, even the updates for the route sheets, the accessibility is right there. And probably one of the weaknesses is just that, again, that communication with the individual terminals.
Okay. And do you only see that one weakness?
Yes.
With the technology?
Yes. Sometimes the route sheets are not updated as fast as you would like them to be, but other than that, it's all right.
Well, great. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Thank you.
I'm here with Nurse Debbie Maurice, our school nurse, and we're going to be talking about technology, helping the nursing department at our school. Thank you, Ms. Maurice, for allowing me to interview you. And my first question is, what type of technology does a nurse use on a routine basis?
Good question, because actually I think people will be surprised. Because besides putting health conditions on our Chancery system, Chancery, which is the software program that we use, we also, I put in all the immunizations, allergies, but one thing I do is all the screenings, all the hearing and vision is recorded in there, but one thing that I do is every single visit that comes into the clinic I document on the computer.
Oh.
So I can go to a student and see how many times, they've been here and for what, so we can look back on that.
So you use it every day.
Every day, right.
To what degree are you knowledgeable of or proficient with technology in nursing?
Well, I feel like I am, because I would say very, because I've been here such a long time and actually was here when we went over to the Chancery. This is not my first program.
Okay.
So I know all the, pros and cons of it, and, some of it is a little rote and some of it's a little time consuming. But no, I can do it pretty quickly because I use it quickly because I've been doing it for so long. I've been here, for 13 years, and this program's been there for quite a while. I'm sure it's been there at least 10 years.
What do you feel you need to succeed in your position as a nurse in regards to technology?
Well, one of the things, I'm a mentor for a nurse at another school, and her computer is very slow. And when you have to add, put in 30 or 50 visits a day, you need something that goes pretty quick. So I'm going to say updated, computers.
Okay.
And mine, I do have a pretty new computer, so no complaints from me. But that is really I think the thing that's holding some people back.
Okay. And are the nursing objectives, the health objectives, effectively and efficiently being met through the use of technology?
I think so, because we're able to run reports to see what immunizations we have that are out of compliance, so we can follow up with parents, and we can do an entire school with what conditions. Every student that has a medical condition or a medical alert can be printed out so that people can follow up on those kids and develop their care plans.
And does technology facilitate effectively the students' services?
I think so. We are dependent upon some other areas, like I use the computer even so much as calling the parent, instead of going to the hard copy of the enrollment card. So all that stuff has to be updated, by the office, and so those are usually the drawbacks if you go there and
It's not updated.
It's not updated, yeah.
You have a wrong phone number.
Right, exactly.
Okay. And what are the strengths within the nursing technology system?
Partly, and I know we are going to we're going to get a new system, because it does take a while. Like, I have to enter probably 40 different dates for immunizations, on each new student. And yes, you can cut and paste it, but it's not as fast as it could be. And it's the same thing with visits. So some things could probably be tweaked, because this is really our first, especially on the clinic visit side, this was really our first program for that.
With Chancery?
Yeah, so that part of it. So I think there are going to be some positive changes coming. That's what we hear from our department anyway.
And what about the weaknesses within your department's technology? What would be some of the weaknesses?
Well, that to me is the weakness, that it takes so much time, and some of the drop downs maybe, they have drop downs for the visit, but you have to type in a lot, even though, because we have time constraints to do that. Otherwise, I think if you use it, the more you use it, the better you get at it, of course. So.
Do you know what the new system is going to be?
No, I don't. I only know it's supposed to be coming in a year or two.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Lourdes Gonzalez, for allowing me to interview you for my participating video. And this interview is to help me in my principal certification class to help decide how technology helps all the people at the school, the management positions in the school, so it can give me an insight about the technology component.
Okay, glad to help.
So my first question would be, what type of technology does your department in human resource use on a routine base for
We use several different types of technology. Of course, the primary one would be the use of the computer and a lot of web-based programs. We have scanners, we have fax machines, we have iPods, but basically it would be the computer and the web-based programs in our department.
And to what degree are you knowledgeable of and or proficient with technology in your department?
I would say I'm highly proficient and knowledgeable because I find that through the use of technology, I can do my job a whole lot better. So the more I know, the easier my job is. My philosophy is work smart, not work hard.
Okay. And are there specific technology pieces that you use? Do you use more Word or Excel or?
Well, I integrate all of the programs. I'm big on databases because it helps me organize, in particular at the beginning of the school year. We have 700 and something students we have to process, so I organize everything through spreadsheets. I can do several different things with them, but of course, you know, daily would be using Word, Excel. Sometimes I use Publisher, FileMaker Pro, and of course all the web-based programs that we use for payroll, for data entry, chancery, even for purchasing.
Okay. And what do you feel that you need to succeed in your position in regards to technology?
I think training is, the most important, because what happens sometimes we get used to a certain program and they make changes, they're constantly tweaking, but we're not always told of these specific changes. You kind of find out when you go into the system and you're trying to look something up and all of a sudden you're not able to do what you were doing before. So you find out that, oh, wait a minute, there's been a change. That's why, you know, you can't access it the way you do. So I think training is very important.
Good, thank you. And are your department objectives effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
I think absolutely. If it weren't for the technology, you know, we would be so slow paced. I mean, because some of the things we do is very tedious, you know, so having the technology, it kind of speeds everything up and it makes us work more efficiently.
Okay. And what are the strengths within your department's technology system?
I think we're very fortunate that we get up, you know, up to the latest minute of technology. You know, we get the what am I trying to say? We're very fortunate that the technology we have is up to date. You know, it's not old technology. We're constantly updating. You know, so I think that's a strength, and we're very fortunate to have that. You know, the latest and the greatest in technology.
What would some of the weaknesses be in your department's technology system?
I would think that some people are really hesitant with technology. I mean, in this day and age, you would think everybody would have some proficiency in it, but we have some people that are still afraid of it. You know, they're not proficient with email, for instance, which is the way we communicate the most. You know, they can't do emails, they can't do distribution lists. So I think people are still intimidated by that, and so not everyone, you know, uses it, and it just kind of hinders our progress.
Well, thank you so much
You're
for allowing
welcome.
me to interview you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to allow me to interview you
You're welcome.
for this participating video.
Okay.
And could you please tell me your name
I'm Joan Massett,
and your title?
special education school nurse.
Okay, thank you. And I'm doing this participating video because I'm doing my principal certification, and I'm trying to learn about how technology helps all the teachers and employees here at our school. And I wanted to know, what type of technology does your department use on a routine basis as a nurse?
Okay. We have several different types of technology. We have technology related to the actual medical care for the children that I take care of. Things like infusion pumps that allow a fluid to drip at a certain rate over a certain period of time. We have technology related to communication, which would be the usual things like my cell phone is invaluable. So I use a lot of not only phone calls but texting to communicate with parents. We have our computers, of course, which allow us to do all kinds of things. A lot of our documentation of the actual nursing care, as well as the needs. I work with the special needs children, so we do a lot of our meetings on the computers, and that's invaluable for making everything more consistent. In the past, when when it was handwritten or when it was not on a computer program, it wasn't always the same thing that was discussed each time, and how it was written down wasn't always adequate.
So is there a template you follow on the computer? Okay.
There's an actual program that we have to use for our documentations, and that program has areas that you have to fill in, or it tells you you haven't filled it in, you got to put an answer here.
Okay.
Yep.
And to what degree are you knowledgeable of and proficient with the technology in your department?
I've had to become proficient with everything. Things like infusion pumps. Over the years that I've been working with the students, I've come into contact with various infusion pumps, and sometimes I've had to learn them on my own. Sometimes there have been people that can help me with it, but I've had to figure out how to use it. Sometimes you end up calling the company and asking them something about how it works, or if you can't figure something out or it doesn't seem to be working appropriately. So I've had to become proficient.
And what do you feel that you need to succeed in your position in regards to technology?
Well, obviously the equipment for the technology is important. You have to have the appropriate equipment. It has to work correctly. It has to be, quick enough that you can utilize it in a situation, that you need it for. Because if it takes too long, or if it's not working properly, then it's even more of a burden than it is a help. So there's always something that you need to have fixed or checked or whatever, and you need to have the knowledge to deal with it, as well as the actual equipment.
And how do you feel you would get the knowledge?
The knowledge sometimes comes from being in classes. We have a lot of trainings, and actually the nurses that are in my position as special ed nurses, we actually train other nurses on the technology that we become familiar with. So there's trainings, we conduct trainings, but we also, occasionally go to the company. We have to call the company. We have to look on the internet.
Are there trainings here provided by the school district?
Yes, yep. And that's what I was talking about with the trainings. We provide some of the trainings that are done through the school district.
Through the special ed department?
No, it's actually for the health
Or
and
nurse.
medical.
Oh, health and medical.
Yeah, so any of the nurses who are school nurses, but not in a position where they're, say, doing tube feedings often, they can come to a training. We teach them how to use the tube feedings, the equipment for that, and as well as the infusion pumps.
Infusion pump. And are the department objectives effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
Yes. A lot of what we do, we have to document. We keep track of numbers. We keep track of categories of, students. Like, say there's, we have to do like a condition report. We have to put down all the various medical conditions that we encounter in our students. and how many of those students, are in those categories. We do that through reporting mechanisms that come through the computer. So the technology really helps us to, keep track of that and, keep our records updated. We have a medical reporting program that is on the computer. It's available to teachers as well as nurses, and that allows us to update the information that we have. Like, you can go in and see when a student's been gone into the nurse's clinic to get checked for something. You can check the date on that and open it up and see what information is available about the student, why they were there, how long they, were in the clinic, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a new?
I think we've had that for, let's say, about 5 years now.
5 years now?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's the chancery system.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And does technology facilitate effective learning and other student or personnel services?
In my mind, it is totally invaluable. I mean, if you have somebody that is not feeling well or has a condition that takes their attention away from what they're being taught, then they're not going to learn. And I really feel like, especially, coming from a school nurse's position, I feel like what we provide to the students is the ability to get in a classroom and actually be present in the classroom so that they can learn. If there's somebody that is having difficulty with it, like we've had kids that have seizure disorder, and it's really hard to pick up on some of those conditions. And it may look like the kid is just kind of, daydreaming or dozing off a little bit or whatever, and he's actually having a seizure, and he can't take in anything during that time. His brain is completely taken up with all the electrical impulse, and that if we can get that under control, then the student can learn.
Are teachers trained about how to detect seizures in the classroom, since you're talking about seizures and some of them are very hard to detect?
Well, and that's something that we try to do. We try to provide the information to the teacher. Like, if a student is on a medication, I try to give an information sheet to the teacher so that they can understand, what is the medication used for, what are the potential side effects that could occur from that. If there's any other information regarding that medication that they need to understand, for the student's ability to be able to, be in the classroom and be present. Seizures, same thing. We try to provide information. I've got like a DVD that shows different types of seizures, and we try to get the principal's permission to give an in-service, for the teachers. We've done several of them since I've been here at this school. Yeah.
Thank you, especially since people who don't see seizures on a daily basis, it may be something very new to them.
And what we found out is that there's teachers that are seeing seizures on a daily basis, but have no idea that they're seeing a seizure.
They don't even know it's a seizure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They didn't understand
They're
that
like,
was a possibility.
Yes, he does that. I didn't know that's what he was having.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And do parents give you a heads up on that, or do you learn?
Hopefully, we have a sheet that goes out to the students who are coming into the school for the first time, that gives a health history, and hopefully the parents will give us some information, that will be helpful, that we know what to keep an eye on them for. It doesn't always occur that way. Some parents are reluctant to write things down.
Is that only for the new students, or
New students?
Only new students.
Yeah.
Okay.
But once we identify something, we try to keep that in mind with that student. We try to keep up with the parent, especially, working with special ed students. I have the opportunity to meet with them at least once a year at the ARD meeting and say, how is it going? What medication is he on? What do you see? And, kind of get an update on those situations.
And what are the strengths in your department's technology system?
The strengths would be that there is a focus on technology, that technology is considered important, and that they do provide technology for us, that we have the computers, we have the equipment, we can generally get the things that we need to have to help the student be successful in the educational setting.
Okay. And do you see any weaknesses within your department's technology system?
Well, the weaknesses are that we're very focused on medical issues as opposed to technology.
Yes.
We don't always have the technological brains, we don't have the, we don't understand how things are connected or how they work or whatever. And, we require training, we require backup. Sometimes our equipment isn't working well and we don't know, how to, like, say, defrag a computer. I mean, that's one of the things I've had to learn how to do so that, the computer would work better. But we're not necessarily wired for that. We're wired to look at the medical things and, like, take care of it somehow.
Correct.
But not necessarily take care of the technology that would be needed for that.
It's like you need a special class technology for nurses, right?
Exactly, right. and we need an IT person on call.
On call,
and
yes.
That, being able to call the help desk and, tell them, okay, this is going on and this is going on, and is it important and is it something we need to take care of? Can I do something about it? And if that doesn't work, they can sometimes, connect remotely, and then they can, look through our computer and see what's going on, and hopefully fix it. But if not, we do have the IT guys, and he knows me.
First name basis?
Well, not necessarily, but he's been out frequently enough that he knows where to find me.
So there is a help desk that helps you here in the district.
Well, the whole district has the help desk.
Okay,
yeah, it's not
great.
just the department, but yeah,
The whole district.
Yeah, the district.
So you use the same one at the teacher's desk?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you.
Oh, you're welcome.
And
I hope all your process goes well.
Yes, it
and,
will.
yes,
Thank you so
succeeds
much.
well. All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Trevino, thank you for agreeing with me to meet with me so I can interview you about technology in your position that you hold here. Can you state your name?
Sure. My name's Octaviano Trevino. I'm the assistant principal here at Red.
And you are also the LPAC coordinator?
Correct.
Yes. And so I am going to be asking you, in the position that you hold as LPAC coordinator, what type of technology does your department use on a routine basis?
Now, on a routine basis, the department, we use computers, of course. We use the LPAC IPT test, online testing to identify our students. We also use a computer when we have to administer the Iowa test for 2nd through 5th grade students who come in for the first time in the U.S. The technology we use, computers, once we record all this information on the LPAC information is recorded in the school information system, our chancery system.
And to what degree are you knowledgeable of and proficient with technology in your department?
To what degree? In regards to like beginning, intermediate, advanced, or advanced high, I would consider myself advanced. Not advanced high, there's always room for growth. Advanced, and there's always new information to learn.
What do you feel that you need to succeed in your position in regards to technology?
Of course, definitely training to ensure that we identify the correct students for, if they're asylees or refugees, to ensure what kind of tests they're going to take and what kind of tests they will be exempt from.
Okay. And do you feel that the department's objectives are effectively and efficiently met through the use of technology?
I agree because everything that we input into Chancery has to reflect exactly what's in the student's cumulative folder. So it's like a balance, check and balance to make sure that what we have in paper, it's also what's informed into the student information system to make sure that it correlates and it reflects the same information, especially if it's for funding.
Okay. And does technology facilitate effective learning and or other student or personnel services with LPAC?
Does technology facilitate effective learning? I believe so, because the teachers have access to Chancery as well, and they're able to check and see their students' instructional level, their latest LPAC, when they were identified to the LPAC committee, their IPT results. So they have access to all this information. So teachers have access to the LPAC information. That way they can make some decisions for instruction.
Okay. And what are some strengths that you see that are within your department's technology systems?
Strengths. One of the good strengths that we have is everybody that's involved with the LPAC, we meet on a regular basis just to discuss the students' progress with their English acquisition, as well as when we have to make decisions for exemptions for testing. Also with our teacher assistants who administer the IPT, we're always in good communication. She's very efficient when she has to administer the IPT test to ensure that we meet within those 20 days to identify our students.
And do you feel that you have any weaknesses within your department's technology systems?
Weaknesses with the technology. One of the weaknesses with technology is the only thing is with the online testing, that sometimes we have technology issues in regards to we could be testing the students with the Iowa test for ELO identification, and technology sometimes we can't rely on that. We may end up losing the test, and that would just cause us for us to have to re-administer the test again.
Well, thank you for allowing me to interview and giving me permission to video you for my class.
You're welcome.
Or do you have any other comments about technology in the workplace, in your position?
Technology in our workplace here, especially here at RED, because we are a STEM RED magnet school for technology, or STEM, it's important that our staff, either our teachers, our teacher assistants, are knowledgeable of software, how to utilize the programs, everything that we utilize here for, especially for LPAC identification. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
These last 2 weeks, I entered several of my school leadership. I first started off with the school human resource manager, Lourdes Gonzalez, the PEAMS manager, Ileana Carrillo, the maintenance manager, Carrie Jackson, the transportation manager, Judy Douglas, the food service manager, Pamela Robertson, and the school nurse, Debbie Maurice. I conducted most of the interviews in my room, except for the food service and the maintenance interviews were conducted in their offices. At first, I felt a little nervous because I was filming, but I was curious to hear their comments about technology. I thought it went very well because several of the managers were nervous about me filming them instead of vice versa. I think with every video I make, it gets a little bit easier than the first one. I think this experience brought to the light the importance of being updated with technology with my school leadership. I think everything went well and everyone was willing to help with all the interviews. When analyzing and reflecting on the experience, I learned the following. All my school leaders felt they were confident and proficient in understanding the knowledge needed with technology in each department, except the maintenance manager. He felt he was 5 out of 10. Each leader met their objectives through the use of digital tools in their departments using the district's programs. Only 2 leaders, transportation and maintenance, still said they had to use the phone daily to meet their department's objectives. During the interview, the areas of need that were revealed in regards to technology were appropriate training, updated hardware, IT support, and fast internet. My school leaders identified many strengths regarding the incorporation of technology in their departments, such as help planning, budget, cuts down supervisor visits, cut down on supervised visits, easy access, and keeping updated with all the information. In conclusion, I learned how much technology is involved in all the departments throughout the school, daily. Several even stated they could not do their duties without technology. I think it would have been interested if I interviewed the district's leaders and compared the results with the school level results. I think everything went well on all the interviews. If I could do it all over again, I would try to plan all the interviews on the same week to make it easier on filming. This experience revealed that even though school leaders need updated training, this experience revealed that school leaders need updated training to feel more confident in their jobs. This experience will transform my practice as a school leader, but by not being afraid to survey my school leadership team in what they feel they are in need of to make their jobs more successful.